In this video, we're going to be talking about 5 ways you can save money on car insurance. Coming up next. Hi everybody, my name is Dee Burks and this is Retirement Rescue, where we learn how to save money, make money, and live well in retirement. Now in this video, we're going to be talking all about saving money on car insurance. Now you've all seen the commercials where they say, oh, get quotes now, get quotes now. And the prices of insurance tends to vary quite a bit. So what's up with that? Car insurance, just like any other kind of insurance, allows you to mitigate your financial risk. That is all it is. And you choose how much of that risk you want to eliminate or mitigate. It is very common when people are looking for car insurance, all they do is compare the prices. They don't really look and make sure they're comparing apples to apples. Like any other kind of insurance policy, car insurance has numerous, and I mean numerous, options that you can choose or not choose. It has numerous amounts you can choose or not choose. It's based on your car, the age of your car, your driving history, you as a person. There are so many variables that it's almost impossible, unless you have expert help, to truly compare them. But there are some basic things that you can understand better that will help you lower your cost right now. One of those things is think about the car you drive. If you drive a brand new $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 vehicle, whether that's a pickup truck or a somewhat luxury vehicle, even not luxury vehicles these days cost that much, your insurance rates are going to reflect the pricing of that vehicle, how new it is, and many, many other factors. But the type of vehicle is the basis of the pricing model. So when you're looking at getting another vehicle, if that's coming up on your horizon, one of the first things to check is insurance rates. Anyone who has owned a number of vehicles and has had experience with insurance claims knows it's not necessarily about how cheap the insurance is, it's how well they pay when you have a claim. Even if you have a really good understanding of your insurance right now, if you pick up and move to a completely different area, the insurance changes dramatically. Where you live matters a lot. Many people know I used to live in Amarillo, Texas. What people don't realize, it's one of the hot spots for car theft. And so when you look at car insurance rates in that area, you would think, oh, well, they won't be much. No, it's expensive because of those sorts of issues. And you don't know that if you don't speak to an insurance person. One of the most important things you can do when you look at your car insurance is be sure when you're looking at different quotes, you're comparing apples to apples. What are the limits of liability? And let's just take a little detour here and talk about liability limits. A lot of times when people pay their car off, they'll lower their car insurance to liability only. Basically what that means is if you get into an accident, your insurance company will pay for damage that was done to someone else's vehicle, but it pays nothing for yours. So before you do that, be sure if you were to go out and wreck your car today, you would have the cash to go and get another one. That's an important consideration. You also need to understand that states have set various liability limits, and a lot of times, especially when you look at one of those cheapy policies, it is the lowest liability limit. Well, in many states, that's $30,000 or $40,000. What does a new vehicle cost today? More than double that. If you get into an accident and you total someone else's $80,000 truck and you have a liability limit on your policy of $30,000, guess who pays the other $50,000? You do, and they will come after you for it. Insurance companies will come after you for it. Just because that liability limit is set by the state at a certain level, it doesn't mean it's kept pace with car pricing. That is something to talk to your insurance agent about. And liability insurance is relatively inexpensive. So it's really important to compare apples to apples. What are the liability limits? Does it include medical, any sort of medical? Does it include an uninsured motorist? Oh my goodness. Happened to me, uninsured motorist hits you. Guess what? No insurance, no pay. If you do not have uninsured motorist, you get nothing. About 25 years ago, I got hit by someone who was not insured. I had to take that person to court personally, not my insurance company, because I didn't have uninsured motorists, so they're not going to pay. I had to put a lien on their house, and I did not get paid that money until they decided to sell their house, which was 6 or 7 years later, and they needed to clear off that lien. So I was just SOL. You want to look at things not in terms of just the cost. And so many people do that. They look just at the cost on the screen. It cost, $200 over here, and it cost, $340 here. I'm going to take the one that's $200. That doesn't make sense because there's a difference. There's a reason, there's a difference. And it's usually in the coverages. Now, the whole thing with insurance is balance. You want to mitigate your risk as much as possible at the lowest cost possible. But you also want to have a policy in an insurance company that is known for paying claims well. This has also happened to me too. And anytime I had a claim, there was always, they just wanted to pay a percentage. Or they wanted to send me to the cheapest place in town to get it, quote, fixed. But it wasn't really fixed. It was just horrible. Now let's talk about some of the discounts you can get on car insurance. Discounts come in a variety of different categories. There are things like driver safety, driver behavior, that's a big one, policy discounts, and of course vehicle discounts. Let me take you through some examples of those. Let's go with driver safety. Obviously, if you're a safe driver, you don't have a lot of accidents, speeding tickets, things of that nature, you're going to get a better rate than someone who does have those things. Now let's say you do get a speeding ticket. One of the best things you can do is go and take defensive driving. That shows the insurance company you are being educated, you are seeing the error of your ways, if you will, and you're wanting to be a responsible driver, and you will get a discount for that. Now, even if you haven't had a ticket and you are a good driver, especially as you age, if it's been 10 years, if it's been 20 years, go ahead and take defensive driving. Talk to your insurance agent and see, will you get a 5% discount or a 10% discount if you take defensive driving? It can be very worth your while. There are some companies that will allow you to put a device in your vehicle where they actually monitor your driving. If you want to do that, that is another way you can prove to the insurance company you are a responsible driver. They can see exactly how you drive. It is a little bit big brother, so some people don't like it, and I understand that. But if you want to do that, that is an option some insurance companies allow. One of the other things that they look at when they look at driver behavior is your credit report. Now, I know a lot of people think it's horrible that they're allowed to look at your credit report, but actually it's not. Insurance companies are heavily, and I mean heavily, regulated. They can't just charge whatever they want to whomever they want. They have to have actual data, statistics, and numbers to back up every single thing they do. Now, as you can imagine, people have challenged insurance companies in court over the credit report issue. But they have been able to prove time after time they have actual numbers and statistics that show people with a lower credit rating are less responsible drivers, get into more accidents, and file more claims. They have the actual data, so they're not just picking on you. Now, the good news is if you raise your credit, you can go back, have them check it again, and see if they'll give you a discount for it. Sometimes they will. Talk to your agent about that. One of the other discounts you can get is a policy discount. This means when you bundle your policies together. If you have multiple vehicles, put them all on the same policy. If you have a home insurance and vehicle insurance, bundle those together, and you will get significant discounts just from that on both. And then there are vehicle discounts. Obviously, type of vehicle is a big one. But also, if you have an alarm system on your vehicle, and a lot of them come with factory alarm systems or aftermarket alarm systems. Mine has an aftermarket alarm system, and I get a continuing discount for that because you're doing things to prevent theft. That is a big cost for insurance companies. Things like backup cameras that prevent accidents. All of those things are taken into account, and you want to be sure if there are any discounts available for those items that you get them. Sometimes you have to ask. Even if you can save an extra $50 or $100 every year off that insurance, it's $50 or $100 every year you're saving. Now, if your insurance company asks for information, and they will on occasion because they don't have it in their records, what they're telling you is you could be getting a discount. You could be getting a discount that will send you letters. And a lot of people just ignore those letters. Stop ignoring them and call your insurance agent. Insurance is something that we're all going to pay as long as we have a vehicle. And being able to lower those costs, but yet maintain good coverage, is a balancing act we all are going to be in the rest of our lives as long as we drive. So there's no reason that you can't learn more about it, that you can't save all the money you can save and get all the discounts you can get starting right now today. Because when you look at that over 20 years, if you start getting all your discounts, that is substantial, hundreds if not thousands of dollars worth of savings just because you've chosen to educate yourself. Now, if you've liked this video, please hit subscribe and follow along for new videos, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.